Mentioned WNBA signed a $2.2 billion media rights deal last summer. W also had highest attendance in 22 years, highest average viewership for televised game in 24 years.
How about that?
That was a live cough, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a live. That was a live cough.
That was a live cough. How concerned are you about the potential for a lockout after this season? Like, do you care at all, or is it on your mind?
I mean, this is my first time really being in these meetings because the last CBA I was only in my second year, and it was right before COVID.
Oh, so you in the?
I'm in the meetings. So I'm in these conversations, and there's a lot at stake other than salaries, which I mean, people who understand negotiations know that it's just not one thing you're talking about. So we have like a laundry list of things. Salary obviously is the priority. I mean, from a business perspective, locking out just like would it make sense just based on the trajectory of the league right now, the growth, the viewership, the visibility, the popularity. But I mean, you have to plan for all scenarios. So yeah, last CBA, there could have been a lockout. We could have not had our bubble season. Like it took us a while to get that situation situated in the bubble and getting our full salaries for the season and all that kind of stuff.
Dog is locked in.
So yeah, when you're doing these types of things, you gotta plan for everything. Like worst case scenario would be probably locking out. Best case would be getting everything that we want, and that's probably won't happen, but finding somewhere in the middle where we can make hopefully the players happy and protect current, former, upcoming players, like that's the ultimate goal. So it's not that cut dry.
Former players aren't protected right now.
No.
Oh, yeah, not.
They're not, and that's something that we talk about because we love
I had a conversation with Nick about it. I think the thing is when you start talking about a lockout, there's probably only a handful of players in the WNBA that could still survive, right? Because and Angel Reese can survive because she has a gazillion things going on outside of the WNBA.
I believe in Unrivaled got a $50K for winning Defensive Player of the Year as well over there.
But the majority of the players in the W aren't making that kind of money outside of the WNBA.
Still, as much, it's the same with the NIL stuff.
Yes.
You see like the 1% doing their thing, but there's still 99% of players who are still depending on their WNBA checks for a lot of their
But would a lockout make like, cause y'all season is not that long, so wouldn't a lockout kind of hurt if y'all have shortened like that?
Oh, it would hurt. I mean,
Put it like this, man. The lockout's gonna hurt the women. It's not gonna hurt the league. It's gonna hurt the women in the league, the players. It's gonna hurt them. It's not gonna benefit. So I don't know what leverage they keep talking about that they have. I want you guys to have medical rights and all of that things, and I think they will. I think they're blowing this way out of proportion. I think all of the CBA negotiations, I think they're gonna get most of them done. I think so. But as far as the higher salaries, let's worry about a 25% increase, then a 30% increase, then a 40% increase. Or if we really want to get serious, we could worry about maybe let's turn a profit in the league. Then we can start talking about salaries. Protections, things like that. Okay. Salaries is a whole different conversation. No money being made. So when it comes to a lockout, you guys need money. You guys aren't making money. Some of you guys might be like Swoop said, right? Some of you guys might be making money outside. But majority of you guys, that's why you're seeing so many of these girls all of a sudden have podcasts. They're trying to figure out what they could do. Then they get on YouTube, they figure out, oh, damn, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. You know, especially if you're not backed by a major company. So, I think if you love the game, you shouldn't even be discussing anything like this. I think it's a topic to talk about, but there's no need for a strike. Especially like Lexi said, where the league is at, where the momentum's at for the league, it would not be in their best interest to go on a strike. That would make no sense, bro. None.
I would hate to lock out.
I'm gonna let her answer because she plays.
I don't want to lock out. I want to play basketball at the end of the day. Like, at the core of it, I want to make more money, but I love playing basketball. So lockout would mean me not playing, which I would hate. But we have 2 leagues in the offseason now that people can go play in. So even having those have provided a little bit more leverage.
Is that applied a little pressure with WNBA?
Oh,
We talked about
absolutely.
so 40 games last season. It's going to expand out to 44 games
100%.
this season.
We got the more expansion teams on the way.
3 new WNBA
So for us to
franchises
just
coming.
They really think that Unrivaled put pressure on the WNBA. I can't wait for you guys to hear how Unrivaled is not making profit. I can't wait till they release that. I literally, there's no way anybody could break down how Unrivaled can make a profit in a 3 month, in 3 months. What, they played 7 weeks of basketball. These girls got paid about $250,000. All the facilities, daycare, all that stuff we keep mentioning. I would love to see how Unrivaled made a profit. And you guys can only fit 800 people in those arenas. They said that they made over $1 million from ticket sales and jersey sales. I would love to see that.
halt all this progress that we've made so quickly in the last 2 years. I was just like, wow.
And I want the girls to get paid. So we don't have to hear about this shit. I want you guys to get paid. Would I help you guys go play better basketball? I want you guys to get paid. I do.
I hope that we won't have to do that.
Yeah, you know, them leagues, they don't like competition. The NFL, the NBA.
At all.
They don't like competition. So
They don't at all.
they're going to do what they have to do to get this done.
You remember our lockout season?
Prioritize the
You remember our
W.
lockout season?
Yeah, I went to China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
I wanted to play basketball.
Hell yeah,
to
I
your
would
point,
take my ass somewhere and go play.
When you talk about that, you know,
A lot of money.
the ladies, I don't know, the 30 that played in Unrivaled, I mean, they made more money in a 7-week season than a lot of them make during the WNBA season.
I think that's big.
And then you have Athletes Unlimited, who it's only 4 weeks, and you have women who come and play in Athletes Unlimited who can make really good money in 4 weeks. And so to your point, absolutely that puts pressure on the WNBA to say, like, you gotta be better.
Let me break something down for you, Shara Swoops. For those people that think Unrivaled put pressure, sorry, I feel like I have something in my eye. But if you guys think Unrivaled put pressure on the WNBA, there's something wrong with you. If you guys think, I'm sorry, hold on. If you guys think paying these girls more money is going to force them to pay these girls more money, they're looking at you, whoever invested into Unrivaled or whoever the investors or owners are, they're looking at you guys like stupid people. You guys are dumb. They're looking at you like, okay, do you guys not understand? We have a track record of losing money. You're going to take pretty much the same girls that have been losing us money for the past 10 years, and you're going to go ahead and start your own league and invest up to 35-something million or something crazy. Go ahead. Good luck. You think that's putting pressure on us? No, it's not. No, it's not. You're crazy if you think that. You're crazy. They're almost like, damn, you're almost like taking the debt away from us. Like, please. But to the other point here that Nick Young said, or Kenya said, is you're not threatening the WNBA. They don't like competition. If they wanted to, they could do something right now and take over Unrivaled. Unrivaled's already, nobody's talking about Unrivaled anymore like that. It's done. All that social media stuff they were talking about, it's all going to be cooked. It's fried. It's over. Reality's coming. Now you got to get back to the W, the real league. That's backed by the big dogs, the NBA. Unrivaled ain't backed by the NBA. They're not backed by the NBA, the one that brings in billions of dollars a year. So I really hope that you guys, whatever you guys got planned with Unrivaled or whatever, I hope that's going to be stable if that's what you guys decide to do, because you guys aren't threatening the W. There's no way you guys can be threatening the W. Now, the more and more I see out, the more and more I look at these numbers, I'm looking at Unrivaled like, bro, how are you going to stay open? How are you going to pay these girls again another $250,000? How are you paying for Natisha Heidemann, all the girls that came in on relief? How? And then where are you going to be making money for the next 9 months until Unrivaled starts again?
What's going on at the same time? So what they would do is probably would be smart is to stack them, right? Play one,
Yes.
and girls both y'all can play in both. And
Well,
that they'll really,
Unrivaled
but they'll really
contract
hate that shit.
Unrivaled
Yeah,
contract.
Then they'll
Unrivaled
really
won't
hate
let
that.
you do
Then,
both.
then y'all can go negotiate. Be like, listen, they paying this, y'all want to let us. So, but y'all have leverage.
Who has leverage, Kenyon? Who has leverage? Who on Unrivaled has leverage? Y'all keep saying y'all have leverage. Who has leverage? Who has the leverage? Not one person up here has mentioned who really has the leverage, and that's Caitlin Clark. Sorry. There's a reason Unrivaled viewership was ass. Sorry. Let's be real. Let's be cut straight to it. Come on, Kenyon. I expect more from you. No wonder McCants isn't there. McCants would have set the shit straight.
Y'all have leverage now.
No, for sure. But
Y'all have
again,
leverage.
between our league and Unrivaled, that's still less than half of the league with jobs in the states and stateside. So it's still a lot of players in the W that are still going overseas, are having to do other things to supplement an income. So yeah, Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited is a great start, but like there's still so many players.
Yeah, but then they don't like,
Who aren't playing?
they don't like competition. They'll get it done.
Yeah, for real. Because
And
I
from the
remember.
growth
Oh yeah,
that
because
is shown,
if there is a lockout, the opportunity that creates
it's
for
not-
Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited.
you can't lose the traction that you've gained.
I agree.
What traction have they gained? It's going to open up opportunities for Unrivaled and Unlimited. Where? How? We just saw what Unrivaled did. You guys were banking on Caitlin Clark. Were you not? Was she not offered the highest deal by thousands, way more, hundreds of thousands of dollars more than any of you girls out there? Who really has the leverage? Who really has the leverage? Come on, man. This is crazy.
You can't lose the traction that you've gained.
I agree.
Within the
because
last
you
2
now
years.
have
Facts.
have the eyes, you have the sponsorships, you have the brands, you have
Viewership now.
everything, right? Where the game is today is stuff that we fought for forever. So the thought of having a lockout, to me, just sets us back.
Now people
Thank
won't
you.
be checking for the games anymore.
Yes.
'Cause out of
Look,
sight
she
is
finally
out of
said
mind.
something smart.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's growing, but it's not big enough to, like the NBA, to have a lockout,
Nope.
come back, and people are excited about it. Like, so unfortunately, they're trying to gain that excitement and notoriety for the game. And to give it a black eye right now while you're trying to do that makes no sense for a business, as an overall business. Damn the teams, each individual team, the overall business of it doesn't make sense.
Because I remember, this was way back when the league started in '97. There was a year where we actually had a conversation about possibly doing the same thing. But those of us in the room, we had that conversation about there's probably only 10 of us in the league that could afford a lockout, right? Like we could have a lockout and still be okay. But the majority of the players in the league didn't, and back then the salaries weren't like they are. It was worse then than it is today, right?
That's when people wanting to go back, rush back.
Yeah, but I think that's why it matters who's sitting in those rooms because you can't be selfish and be about yourself. You have to think about the entire league as a whole and making sure that you have all the players' best interest in mind. And I think it's Y'all got the right ones in there.
Yeah, I need the name. What Cheryl say? We need the people with the names that's on the fucking commercials and selling the shoes and people that selling the jerseys.
There's a lot of
in these meetings.
Yeah,
That's what the NBA needed. They needed back in the days, the Michael Jordans, the Charles, like all.
But how important is that
Chris
solidarity
Pauls,
from that top 1%?
But they understand. They get it.
Like your point, like my bread is good,
But I think they get
I don't
it.
care about y'all, but y'all gotta unite.
it's important.
Yeah, but you really need that, right? I feel
Yeah.
like.
You need.
But I also think, because when you hear, again, people only listen to a certain part of a clip, right? So you hear Angel Reese and Dejanay talking about, out here we're gonna sit out, but you're not listening to the entire conversation. But I also think it's important to have that side, right? So that the league knows we're serious about what we're asking for, what we're wanting, what we're looking for, and what we deserve. And that's why I think you have the younger players, like the Angels, the Caitlins, the Cam Brinks. You have the younger players who are at a place right now financially where they really don't need the W. But you got to have the older players, the vets in the room that are saying, listen, it's not just about right now, but it's about growing the league, it's about the future of the league, and it's about giving more opportunities for the players that will come after you.
Exactly.
I think the league is in a great place right now. So the thought of having a lockout, I just don't think is the smartest thing to do.
I remember he had a big meeting at UCLA with Kobe and like a bunch of guys that, that work out in LA and that. And one of his main things was like just going out there and not spending your money, like, cause he had a lot of the young guys. He was like, we all gotta be a unit and shit and, can't give in and all that. And one of his main things, what was cool after, he went to the Drew League after. Like he was trying to be around us, helping us out, looked out for us and stuff. And
Is that why ultimately it pulled up the
that's when he
2011?
put up to the Drew League. And he said, I'm gonna show the NBA that, you need this, you need all of us and all that. So that was one of his main things too in that meeting. It was dope.
No, you definitely need girls on the court. Let's put a good product on the court though. Something's got to change, or is it just the WNBA model that's not making money? Because they made money last year. They lost money, but they cut losses. So there was money made last year by a special somebody that we know. So it's not like the league can't make money, but we can't have one person being Caitlin Clark making up for all of you girls, all of your debt, because that's what she does. Caitlin Clark makes up for all of your debt. Not all of it. What, 10%? Come on now. So that's really all I got on it. I mean, the WNBA, well, there's a little bit more. That's
cool.
That's why Unrivaled and Athletes Unlimited is so important.
It was very interesting seeing like the conversations that people were having, seeing us all together in the States.
Yeah, that's the
so like that whole narrative of like they all can't stand each other, they don't really like each other.
Yeah.
It got flipped completely on its head because for the first time like ever, you're seeing WNBA players together in the off season, having fun, playing basketball, and like being friends, because that's what we are. But we are never around each other in the off season.
Everybody ain't friends.
We'll see how much of y'all are friends. Thank you, Cheryl. Finally, Cheryl speaking some goddamn sense.
But it's okay.
Not
everybody
we
friends.
Are never around each other in the off season.
Everybody ain't friends, but it's okay.
Not everybody, obviously.
Yeah, Cheryl, we know. We know what you're saying.
That's any.
I agree.
You don't gotta be friends, but you gotta respect each other in
Listen,
the bag that we're all about.
Exactly.
100%.
So
It ain't nothing wrong
seeing
with
us
that.
all doing
and
that.
that's why he came to the Drew too.
Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
you
that.
gotta see whether it's real or fake. Who cares?
And I think
Perception is reality.
2011,
It is.
you guys started applying the pressure. There was talk about partnering up with Google to do a bunch of games, where I think ultimately helped lead to that.
This league ain't shit, dog. I ain't gonna lie. This league ain't shit, man. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen in 2025. We got these girls. They getting on the internet now. They getting on podcasts and they speaking, which is fine. But you guys got to do something else to attract fan base. Like Paige Beckers. She has her own fan base. Juju Watkins. She has her own fan base. Who else is going to bring in their own fan base? Hidalgo. Bring your own fan base. Get your own fans. Do something to attract your own fans. Dejanay Carrington. Get your jersey sales up. Sell some merchandise. Do something. Do something. Bring us some type of profit, please. Something. Anything. I can't just keep giving you $150,000. You ain't bringing me nothing in. There's not much more else to say. Lexi Brown made it about basketball for once. I just want to play basketball. But I still feel in my heart and what I see, the Cheryl Swoops and the Lexi Brown, something's rubbing me the wrong way. I really feel like Lexi Brown knows how to play the game now. She understands how the internet works. So I'm now catching her play two sides of the thing, two sides of the whole situation. And like I said, not one of them mentioned Caitlin Clark. Nobody else has leverage besides Caitlin Clark. Not the kind of leverage that's going to matter to high-level business. Caitlin Clark has the leverage, and it's very clear. Very clear. And the fact nobody mentioned the growth is coming from one side, mostly, you could say is 90%. The side that actually is doing something about cutting a loss, yeah, that's coming from Caitlin Clark. So while you think Athletes Unlimited and Unrivaled has leverage, I would really love to see how much leverage they have on taking 30 of the girls who have been losing money in the same league and turn it into a 3-on-3 league that nobody cares about. And I want to see if you guys get yourself in the same position or if you guys turn a profit without Caitlin Clark. Because it seems like everybody wants to say the W's grown so much and they don't mention what Caitlin Clark is able to do with her fans and her, whatever you want to call it, popularity. So, that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys on the next video. I'm out, man.